Okay, well, here is the RigX site, which is open, and we'll go over that. These are the two websites, RigX and also Piazza. And I think you guys have all gotten onto Piazza, and I think maybe all of you have gotten onto RigX. If you have any issues with access, do talk to me. And then usually it opens on a Q&A page, and some people have trouble finding the resources page, and then this button, you can get the syllabus. Down here, some instructions on the software that you need for the course, and the textbook here. And then we'll go over this today, and then some assignments. The first assignment here that's due in about 2 weeks, and then we'll start doing some just straight linear algebra, the content of the course learning, after we get out some of the go over some of this stuff. Let me just comment. There's two ways you can get the primary application that we need, which is LIX. It is a math settings software application. And it's a front end for a back end system called LaTeX, which is the standard used in science and math for math typesetting. And so, for example, our assignments are all LIX files. So to see what the assignments are, you need LIX to open the files. And so and what this involves, just the important thing is to read the directions, because whether you have a Macintosh or a Windows machine, you first install LaTeX, which is just a bunch of libraries, no application. So it won't look like anything's happened if you've successfully installed it. And that bit's quite big, because it's not that the overall size is large, but when you go to this site that's in the document to download it, it's downloaded as like lots and lots of files. So because it's sort of doing lots and lots of files, that can take a while if you have a slow connection. And then you install LIX, which is pretty quick. And you also need a standalone PDF reader. So because what LIX does is it takes what you type and then sort of translates that into a PDF document and makes it look a lot prettier than it would be if it was just the way you see it visually. And we'll go over that. Okay, so that's the first thing. The second way you can get it is if you already have the system, you don't have to do this, but this is a second way you can get to LIX, is if you have been in one of our classes previously and you have VeriVirtual, LIX is already installed there, and if it runs on your system naturally, then you can do your homework on that, although there's less overhead if you get it installed natively rather than having to do it, via a virtual machine. And if you want to do the VeriVirtual and you're going to take some of my other classes, because I use that has all the software for all my classes. So eventually, if you take, and you might not, because you might be in math or engineering or something else, but I think everyone here is pretty much in computer science, right? So probably you'll take some of my other courses. So, but for this course, you don't have to do that right away. And that can be a little tricky. So you might want to just see if you can get LIX installed, but those are those two avenues. Okay. And here's the textbook. It's a little bit long. It's based on another linear algebra textbook, which is open source, that I've modified. So it's modified quite a bit. And the original version you can find online. It's 5 chapters. This has been divided up into 15 chapters, sort of 1 chapter per week. And so there's a lot of words and a lot of reading, but there's a lot of examples. And so we'll follow the text pretty closely. And in terms of the overall outline, except for the first chapter, which is about, we'll deal with the first chapter as we come up with topics, because there's this course is a little bit different than your other math courses in that we deal with some proofs, which are you've seen some of that introduction to computation if you've taken that, but if you haven't, then it's like a little bit unlike your just here's a problem, let's solve it. It's like I'm going to ask you to sort of write some more words describing what you're doing and when you solve a problem. So there's sort of more written stuff than maybe you're used to from other math courses, and that takes a little. But we'll do this gently. It's not like we're going to, jump in. I realize that can be sort of daunting to people. So Okay. And can you guys online hear me okay?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Let me know if there's any issues that come up. Okay. So, and let's. Oh, I should mention one other thing. Look at the syllabus, read over it. And there's one thing that I think you can do if you don't have a graphics tablet like this one, say, or an iPad or something, some way to sort of write. You can check one out for the semester from the library. And that enables you to quickly, like, you can compose stuff in Licks, but it's like it's like you have to, it takes time and it's sort of awkward if you want to do something quickly. Whereas this stuff is what I use in class to write fairly as if you're writing on paper. And so it will help to, if you have that, then it's really useful for doing math because you can just write as if you're writing on paper. Okay, so let me